Now, television in the 90s were not necessarily coming up with a lot of innovations, but there were some interesting things going on. The 1990s were the decade of the reality show. This was really when that whole concept of the reality show kind of became a big thing. There were a lot of news shows that were more about entertainment than actual news, and that's when that whole line of programming became a thing. Were reality television shows like the show Cops and the show The Real World on MTV, two very different reality shows, but both reality shows and both very popular. There were a few other noteworthy television shows in the 90s that you should know about. One of them was Twin Peaks by David Lynch, which was a very bizarre but very well done show. It lasted 2 seasons, and if you've never seen it, you might want to check it out. It's kind of interesting. The first season, I think, was more interesting than the second, but it's kind of a cool show. It's bizarre though. The other one was The X-Files. The X-Files was extremely popular science fiction, fantasy-ish series that ran from 1993 to 2002, starring David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. Now, The Simpsons actually started in 1989, but of course were incredibly popular throughout the 90s and even beyond. South Park came out in 1997. Seinfeld was popular, well, was on the air from 1990 to 1998. The sitcom Friends was on the air from 1994 till 2004. And another interesting thing about the 90s was that there were quite a few interesting African American sitcoms. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which showed African Americans in a more middle class to upper middle class setting, and that was kind of a new thing. There was Martin, Moesha, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and the Jamie Foxx Show. All pretty good and definitely worth mentioning.